Today, we'll be previewing Richard Childress Racing as we head into the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Richard Childress Racing in 2021 had a pretty decent season for themselves. They were one of the underdog teams in 2021. Austin Dillon had a pretty decent year in 2021, and Tyler Reddick actually made the NASCAR Cup Series Plus in 2021 as well. And this team is looking to 2022 really have a big year. And I think in 2022, they have a really good shot to go from a team that's been kind of in the middle on the edge of potentially breaking out to a team that potentially could have a really strong year in 2022. And I think this team has a lot of potential. They've got a lot of spots that are working with them going into next year. And they're also getting a really strong Xfinity Series program, which could really be a big factor and help them out. And they've been also really strong with the next-gen car as well, which I think the next-gen car could play a big factor into this team. So I think last year they really good. And now looking to 2022, let's take a look at the drivers that will be competing for Richard Childress Racing 2022 in the NASCAR Cup Series. The first driver to talk about is Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon in 2021, like I mentioned, he did not unfortunately make the playoffs in 2021, but he was very consistent. And had we just done the regular season point system and not the win in your in system, he actually would have made the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs in 2021. In 2020, Austin Dillon was actually able to make the playoffs after winning and had a pretty strong run in the playoffs, including a really impressive round of 16. In 2021, he wasn't as good as he was in 2020, but in 2021, he still had a pretty decent year and was pretty much a top 15 consistent driver throughout the year. It's just because when you're in system, like I mentioned a second ago, he unfortunately did not make the playoffs. And I think Austin Dillon is a driver who's really kind of about to hit the peak of his career. And I think Austin Dillon's a driver that potentially could do very strong next year. So looking ahead, what do I expect Austin Dillon to do in 2022 in the NASCAR Cup Series? I think Austin Dillon will have a chance of winning races next year. I think especially since he's had a lot of testing in this next-gen car, and with RCR being one of the first teams that's gotten into the next-gen car, I think Austin Dillon is going to be somewhat of a contender in 2022. I think he's going to have a chance of winning races next year, and I think Austin Dillon is going to get some top 5s next year, and I think he's going to get a lot of top 10s next year. I think he will have a chance of making the playoffs in 2022 as well in the NASCAR Cup Series. I know, like I said, though, there's going to be a lot of competition, though, in the NASCAR Cup Series next year. You're going to have a lot of teams, and also with the field potentially being closer together with the next-gen car, I think he's going to have a lot of competition next year. But I think Austin Dillon is going to be very solid. And, of course, it does help that he's a grandson of Richard Childress, which probably does play a big factor in helping me out a lot because they probably put a lot of preference into his equipment. But, you know, he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be place I think he'll be strong at. I think he's going to be really good at super speedways. And I also think next year in 2022, he's going to improve on the road course tracks. One thing I noticed for Austin Dillon, especially in 2021, is when he went to run those Xfinity Series races in 2021 and ran those sports car races in 2021, Austin Dillon's road course speeds and stuff really improved in 2021. So I think in 2022, he's only going to get better with that being a Trans Am car, and with him having a little bit of that experience of road course racing, and also, of course, having a little bit of that Trans Am experience. Well, I think it's only going to help him out in 2022. So I think Austin Dillon is going to be somewhat of a contender 2022, and I'm really looking forward to see what Austin Dillon can do next year. He's getting older and a driver that's kind of in the middle portion of his career, but like I said, with him only being 31 years of age, I think he's about to really hit the peak of his career, as I think he's going to start potentially contending for more wins than a lot of people give him credit for. Because a lot of people give Austin Dillon a lot of crap because he is a grandson of Richard Childress, and a lot of people expect him to really do amazing because don't really think he deserves right because he's a grandson. But what I think I've learned is, one, he's won a truck and Xfinity Series championship, for crying out loud. And you don't do that unless you have talent. Anyone that's won a championship has won because of talent. Anyone that's won has deserved those championships, in my honest opinion, unless you want to call them Mickey championships. But Austin Dillon has won his championships legitimately, even though in Xfinity didn't win a race. But I think Austin Dillon in 2022, he's only going to improve, only going to get better, and I'm really excited to see what he can do in 2022. I'm very excited to see what he's got coming in next year, and good luck to Austin Dillon in 2022. And the other driver that will be competing full-time in the Cup Series of Richard Childress Racing is going to be Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick started off the year in 2021 a little bit on a downward spiral. He did not start off the year really good, besides a really strong run at Homestead, where he ended up finishing, I believe, second in the race, and was really catching William Byron. Had he gotten around Mark Truex Jr., Kyle Larson in that race, I think he could have gone, had not had a bad restart in the final run, I think he could have ran down William Byron to pick up that first career win. And of course, like I said, he didn't have a great, really first start to the year. However, as the year progressed for him, he really improved. And as a matter of fact, I only think he had a couple finishes outside the top 20. Had a lot of top 10s and had quite a few top 5s as well. Of the people that I think really stole the show this year in 2021, besides like Michael McDowell, I think he really stole the show this year for the NASCAR Cup Series. He was competing with guys like Kyle Larson and William Byron and Kyle Busch and was competing for victories in the Cup Series, especially in the early portions of the playoffs. I remember the early portion of the playoffs in 2021 when he was up there contending. Text one receiver before he kind of almost cost some big ones against William Byron. He was up there almost duking it out with Kyle Larson, one of the better cars that could compete with Kyle Larson in that race, even though, let's be honest, with the 550 package, you really cannot pass. But one thing about Tyler Reddick is a guy that did not have a sophomore slump. It looked like at the beginning of the year that was potentially going to be the case. But as the year progressed, it went from being a sophomore slump to more of a sophomore uprising, in my opinion, where he only got better in the sophomore season. We see a lot of drivers who struggle in their sophomore year. He really didn't do that. And all he did not do last year was pick up a victory. So what are the goals for Tyler Reddick heading into 2022? Well, one of the goals for him is to make the playoffs next year, and I think he's actually going to do that next year. And how do I think he's going to do that? I think Tyler Reddick, is going to win in 2022. I think the goal for him is to win, and I think he finally picks up his first career Cup Series victory in 2022. He has been super close so many times to getting that first career NASCAR Cup Series victory. And I think that finally, after 2 years full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series and all the hardships he's had to go through the last couple years, I think that he is finally going to pick up his first career win in 2022. And I also think Tyler Reddick is actually going to surprisingly be a top 10 driver in 2022. I think he's going to be an underdog. He really was a top 10 driver most of the year in the 2021 season. He was very, very consistent and really had a lot of pace, and his average finish was really, really impressive in 2021. So I think in 2022, he's only going to get better. I think he's been one of the big shining lights to why RCR has been able to say and actually perform as good as they have been able to perform in 2021 in the last couple of years. Because if Tyler Reddick wasn't with the team right now, I think RCR would be in a lot of trouble right now. Because, I mean, there were talks like not too recently about RCR being sold a couple of years ago. So I think that there is a chance possibility that he'll do really, really good. And I think Tyler Reddick is going to really help this team improve in 2022. And I cannot wait to see what he's got going for him in 2022. Overall, for Childress Racing going into 2022, I really believe that this team is going to improve next year from where they were in 2021. I think that they're just a little bit off of the top tier teams, but they're really not that far off right now. And I believe that next year they're going to take that next step forward. And I think they're the next team that's been kind of a little bit down. I think next year they are going to be the next team that is potentially going to go out there and contend for victories in 2022. I'm expecting that they will contend for victories more often than they have in previous years. And I think they're going to get a lot of top 5s and a lot of top 10s. Because like I said, I think that they're about to break out in 2022. And especially with them getting some big pickups in their inventory and a lot of people coming in and stuff to work with them and engineers and all that stuff. And with them being really the first team and team that really kind of helped develop this next-gen car from the beginning, I really do believe in 2022 that Childress Racing is really going to improve in 2022. So I'm very excited to see what happens with Childress Racing. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really excited to see what Childress Racing has in store for us. And good luck to them in 2022. So anyway, that is today's NASCAR team preview video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on page as well. Let's get below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. What are your expectations of Childress Racing heading into the 2022 season? Do you think that they are going to win race in 2022? Do you think that they are going to be a championship threat in 2022? Or do you think that they're going to be going down a little bit in their pace, and do you think that they're going to struggle with the next-gen car in 2022? Let me know in the comments below. This is going to be the last video of 2021. This is, like I said, the final video of the 2021 year before we transition into 2022. I know I made a video thanking you guys for a really, really good 2021. You should go check that out. But guys, once again, I just want to say thank you guys for a really, really good 2021. For me, behind the scenes, it's been absolutely struggle and a lot of things have been happening, but you guys have kept me and let me able to do this. We've been blowing up here over the last couple of weeks. We've been having really, really strong December, and I'm really looking forward to see what's going to go into 2022. The channel's really just in the beginning right now, and I'm really excited to see what we have in store for 2022. So I'm looking forward to see what happens next year. And again, I will see you guys in 2022. I'm closing out. Thank you guys for an incredible 2021. And I will see you guys in 2022. There will not be a video on New Year's Day. The next time you will see me is on the 2nd of January, this Sunday. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys for some more great NASCAR content and other motorsports content. 2022 is going to be big, and I cannot wait to show you guys what I've got in store coming up here soon. Take care, everybody.